Here we go. Here we go. Kom, Ruby, zitten. Kom even zitten, schat. Gaan we snel beginnen. Ruby, kom, zit hier ergens. Go sit somewhere. Oké, hallo. Volgens mij zijn we live. Het is een tijdje geleden. I think we're live. It's been a while, but I think we got it running. Today's practice, I'll get straight into it. Will be a little bit about energizing, and we're going to energize through putting twists wherever we can and work towards a nice back bend. I think today, oh yeah, it's the cobra. But so yes, let's just start. Ruby, you're going to find a nice little spot. It's kind of rainy and not too cold, but it's rainy. But so yeah, let's continue and hope I don't get rained upon from the back of me. So today we're going to start in a crocodile. So you'll be starting on your belly. Ruby, are you going to lay down? Go lay down. Good girl. I'm going to sit and go lay down. Go lay down, Ruby. Ga maar naar beneden. Ga af. Okay, I'm going to lay down and she'll probably lay down soon after. Oh, there you go. Okay, so yes, let's come together. Let's get down to the mat for a Hatha practice that will leave you hopefully energized and ready for the rest of the day still to come. So come to lay with your forehead on your forearms, and your legs can be just relaxed, either with the feet in or out, your choice. And then let's just arrive here and try to focus on our breath. So try to get our mind settled on the breath. And yeah. So let your head rest, your forehead rest. And take a moment here to arrive, like I said, and prepare yourself for the next 55 minutes or so, a practice just for you. See if you can relax your shoulders. Let the weight drop at your pelvis. Legs are heavy. Notice the support under your arms, hips, legs, knees, feet. And see if you can follow your breath, just observing it, where it is at. And then see whether you can pinpoint where do you feel that breath in your body. How does it, physically manifest itself? Notice the expansion maybe at your lower back or under your lowest ribs. And your belly pressing into the mat and retracting. Good, and then for our first exercise, let's bring the legs together. Bring them together. And on an exhale, start really firming up the legs against each other, firming up the buttocks, and press your pelvis into the mat. And then on your inhale, let go of your pelvis, let go of the buttocks and the legs. And just repeat with every breath. Exhale, engaging the legs, buttocks, noticing your pelvis pressing into the mat. And maybe you can you can pull up the engagement until your belly button. And then on your inhale, release belly button, buttocks, legs. And just take this maybe 3 more times for yourself. Good. And now take your hands under your shoulders and push back for a moment in child's pose. However that child's pose will look for you, either all the way down, or maybe you just want to stay here in a more like puppy pose. Good. And then bring yourself up, because we do have some work to do yet. So bring yourself up. We're going to come to all fours. So I'm going to stand a little off center here next to Ruby, and we can continue with our cat-cow. So just take a few cat-cows. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding the spine. Following the breath. Your inhale goes, exhale starts, and you start rounding. Inhale starts, and you let everything drop. And let's take your attention to your navel center, your navel, your belly button, whatever works for you. And then at the end of your exhale, see if you can pull that belly button just a little more tight in towards your spine. Inhale, release. Trying to start to activate our core, helping our digestion by just putting in some extra pressure around the abdomen, large and small intestine. Good. All right, let's come back to a more neutral stance and take a few circles. I always like to do this, just a few circles for the wrists, waking the wrists up, maybe just 3 or 4 to the right. And while you do this, keep this engagement at your lower abdomen, so we're not sagging into an arched back, but really keep it engaged. Keep that lower abdomen engaged. Good. Just circling around. Good. And then curl your toes under and let's sit back on your heels. We're not going to stay here for long in case this is not a very pleasant position. Take your arms in front. And now just do as if you're wringing a towel. Just working those wrists. You can imagine if you're holding a rag or something more sturdy, you could really strengthen your wrists. My 12-year-old is strengthening his wrists and overcoming a little injury from frisbee and a lot of basketball. And, you know, this movement here with the wrists has greatly helped his injury. Anyway, shake it out. Shake it out. Good. We're going to come back to all fours and we're going to transition. We're going to make our way up eventually in a few minutes. But I wanted to start and heat things up a little bit. So we're going to, from our all fours, we're going to curl under our toes. And then we're going to press back into our first down dog. So first let's stretch a little bit into the backs of the legs here. Pushing through your hands. Walking your feet. Good. And to heat things a little up, let's come into a still down. Just make sure you're engaging that abdomen. Just sort of, engaging that abdomen, pulling the belly button a little bit towards the spine. And then on an inhale, we're going to go forward into plank. Exhale, back into down dog. But keep that abdomen engaged. Keep your mind on your navel center. Exhale, back. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale to the front. Exhale, back. 2 more. Inhale. and exhale. Make sure your gaze is down so we have a nice long neck. Last time, I lost count, my bad. Good. Now on your inhale, bring your knees down to all fours. Uncurl your feet and really press through the hands and come into up dog. Good. So push back into down dog. Curl those toes under. Down dog. That's what we're going to do next. Inhale, knees down. And up dog. Exhale, press back into down dog. And just flow here with your breath. Inhale, knees down. Up dog. Exhale, curl those toes under. Push back into down dog. 3 more times on your own. Good. And last one. And exhale. Down dog. Good. Now walk your feet up. I'm going to get up here. Walk your feet up to your hands. Come into a forward fold. Maybe keep a nice big bend, whatever feels good in the knees. Shake your head, yes. And shake it, no. Good. And then let's take your hands at your waist. And on an inhale, come halfway up. Long back, long neck. Exhale, slowly all the way up. Awesome. Great. All right. I got to work around this big dog here, which is fine. It's been a while. It's fun. Okay. So let's come to the top of your mat. And I'm going to take it from this side. So let's step back. We're going to do warrior one with a back bend, little back bend and twist. So step your right foot back. Not too far away, I would say 2 to 3 feet. You can always take your stance bigger, but it's nice to start a bit smaller. Bend into that front leg, and before you go any further, feel those feet. Push those feet into the mat, and engage here around your buttocks, around your pelvis. Good. Let's take our arms up on an inhale. Exhale, relax in the pose. Good. Next inhale, let's reach up. And take maybe a little back bend. At this back bend, see if you can tip the chin down to the chest a little bit and just keep your eyes up. Find your breath. Pushing through those feet, reaching through the fingers. Strong legs. Good. And come back to the middle. Let's take our hands at the heart. So not clasp together. Hands together at the heart. And now we're going to hinge from the hip forward and see if we can twist to the left. So our right elbow goes to the left. It doesn't need to come all the way to the knee. You can stay here. Make sure those hands stay centered and you feel this length in your back. But keep pushing through those feet and legs. Sometimes we forget about the back leg. That really helps pushing back in that back leg. Good. So wherever you are in your twist, more higher up or all the way down. Really up to you. Find one more breath. And then come up and step out of it. Good. Maybe that went a little too quick. Next time I'll guide it better. The coming out of that twist. Good. Let's do it on the left side. So, left foot steps back. Feel those feet into the mat. Your back toe, you can't see it very well because of Ruby. It's not open like in Warrior 2 or anything. It's really coming in. It's about 30 degrees, 30 to 45, if this is the angle. Good. So bend into that front knee. And you can always take your stance a little wider here. You can take the stance a little wider to feel a bit more stable. But push through those feet. Bend the front knee. Engage around the pelvis. Here we go. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Settle in the pose. Maybe take a little more of a bend in the front knee. Good. Next inhale, reach up to elongate and come into your back bend. Little back bend. Chin comes a little back, so only your eyes are turning up. Good. Come back to center. Hands come back to the heart, and we go for our twist. So either hinging from the hips forward forward, and then twisting. Or if you want to go all the way down, draping your torso onto your thigh and then twisting. Whoops, falling out here. Getting those twists in. Hoping you'll feel energized. Good. Inhale, come back to the middle. Exhale, step forward. Arms down, shake it out. Good. All right, let's come to the wide side of your mat. And this one I would like you to do rather slow. So we're going to go from C-star all the way down, goalpost arms into goddess, sinking in those. And maybe the first few times you don't sink as much, you just go here. Good. But just follow the breath and go slow. So exhale, we go down. Inhale, we go up. Reach, reach, reach with your fingers. Exhale, bringing it together. Concentrate. Bringing the hips down. Inhale, up. And exhale down. See if you can get that exhale down to slow down. Inhale, also slowly come up. Reaching, strong legs at the end. Exhale, come down. Just a few more like this. Really to try and combine it with the breath. So we actually are moving with the breath. And we're not manipulating the breath too much. Always happens a little bit. Nice wind. Inhale up. And exhale down. Good. Inhale up. And exhale. Let's take 3 more. Last time, up and exhale, coming down. Bring your hands to your knees and we're going to twist here. And how we're going to do that is see if we can try and take our hips backward or let them tilt forward, your pelvis. So let's see if we can turn those sits bones up to the back. Hands are at your knees. And then we're going to twist. We're going to take that right shoulder and try to bring it forward. And when you do this, see if you can think of a long line from your sacrum all the way to the crown of your head. And then try to keep breathing. One more breath here in this twist. And then let's come to the middle. And let's come out one time to give those legs a rest. Hands to heart. Good. If you want to, shake it out. But then we're going to continue right away. We're going to take our twist on the left. So shake those legs out. Come again to your nice wide spread-legged position. And then we're going to come down. So when we come down, see if, find a comfortable spot. Maybe you go a little left to right, wiggle around. And then have your hands here at the inside, over your knee on the inside of your thigh. And then turn that left shoulder in. And when you do that, see if you can tip your pelvis a little forward, left shoulder comes forward, and thinking of this long line all the way from your sacrum through your spine, neck, out the crown of your head, twisting in this way. Finding your breath. Good, and then slowly come back to the middle, push through those legs, and shake them out again. Good. Okay. We're gonna make a little. We're gonna continue out. We're gonna finish here with a sun salutation and some more stretches, and with a twist, and then we're gonna come down to the mat for our active inversions, back bends, and all that. So, let's come to the top of your mat. Come back to the top and we'll do a sun salutation and I'll guide you through it. So take your feet are nicely hip width apart. Inhale, your arms come up. And exhale, you fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, fold. Good. Plant your palms, step your right foot back. And take that knee right away down to the mat too. The back of your foot is also on the ground. Now press through that front foot. Push up to come to your thigh. So this is an assisted low lunge with your knee down. Good. Now you can always curl the toes under if you like and come up into this low lunge. But let's start here with the knee down. And then take our arms up on an inhale. Inhale, arm come up. Think about pressing through that front foot still and the back of that back foot. And take your weight a little bit more back over the hips, over knee. Good, and inhale, let's reach out and do a little back bend again. Exhale, take your hands to heart and we twist again. Now right elbow on the outside of your left thigh. Good. Come back to your breath for a moment and see whether engaging there at the lower abdomen, making a bit room, makes you feel like you can twist a little higher up in your back. Good. All right, and then next inhale, come back down. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, let's plant those hands, frame that left foot, so to speak, and then curl your back toe under and let's push back into our down dog. Into an exhale to come out of our sun salutation. Inhale to plank. Exhale down to the floor. Inhale, little cobra. And exhale back to down dog. Step your right foot up and your left. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. I'm going to take this off because it's getting a little warmer, which is good, which means it's working. Oopla. Alrighty, so that was the right side. My apologies. Let's continue quickly on the left. Inhale and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up and exhale, fold. Plant your palms, step your left foot back and your left knee down. Press through that front foot. Hands come to your right thigh. Shift your middle a little backwards. So come over that hip to knee. Good. It's a nice stretch here on the front right away. So keep that front foot nicely engaged, really pressing into the mat. The back of your foot too. And then inhale, arms come up. You can even think of lifting the pelvic floor here a little, engaging around the pelvis to get your balance. Inhale, we reach up and elongate to come into a little back bend. You can take your chin a little down towards the chest. Keep your eyes up. Nice eye gymnastics here too. Good, come back to the middle. And then we're going to take our hands right to the heart again and we twist to the right. So left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. And see if you can feel that again, that lifting here at the lower abdomen, lifting to create room and really lengthen through the back. Find your breath. Yes, your front right thigh is screaming, but you can do it. Good. Inhale, turn back to the middle. Nice. Plant your palms. Step back into down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale down to the floor. Inhale, little cobra. And exhale back to down dog. Step your left foot up and your right foot. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. And just stay here for a moment. Keep that engagement around your buttocks. Abdomen slightly engaged. Notice how you feel. Good. Take your hands down. And let's, we're going to go down to the mat for our active inversion. And we have some abs to do yet. Yes. So here we go. Take a little wider stance. We're going to go down through a squat, however you like your squats, either with the feet forward or feet open. Today, I'm going to go for an open squat. So you can take your hands at your waist, and if your squat only reaches halfway, that's totally fine. You'll be strengthening your glutes and your thighs, but let's just come down. So really let those knees veer out or veer to the front, hips coming down. Maybe you can help yourself out with letting the heels come up. Maybe you don't need it and you're here. Then you can't hold too long because that's going to really work those thighs. So see if you can come down, maybe even with the heels up, maybe with your feet in, just like this. And you know what? Take your feet forward. Your toes are pointing forward. Ruby is not making the, well, anyway, you know what I mean, parallel. So your feet are parallel, you're here in this sort of kind of frog position. What we're going to do is just take a few more stretches for the backs of the legs. So we're going to do a little hop like this, and then see if we can bring the hips up, stretch in through the backs of the legs, really send the heels into the mat, and then come down. And maybe it looks like this. Maybe you need your blocks for that. It's totally fine. So you are like this, and then you come into your forward fold. Let that head hang. Good. Down and up into your, good. Just feeling the backs of the legs a little bit here, pressing your weight into the heels. Good. All right, and that's it. Let's just stay here and come to seated. I'm going to do a little bit of abs. You know what? I'm not going to do the side to side since Ruby is a little bit in the way. And I'm just very glad that she's here. So I'm not going to disturb her. We're going to lay back on our backs. Let's do it like that. Yeah, and take our feet up. Let's take the feet up. And activate through the feet again, sending those heels up. Take your arms up too. We're just going to see if we can touch the toes. We don't need to touch the toes, but what we're going to do is really engage that core. On the exhale, inhale, release back. Exhale, see if we can touch the toes, hold it for a second, and release. Let's take 8 more. And I think 3 more. 3. My legs are starting to shake. 2. I don't know what's happening. 1. And the last one, let's hold it here. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Take those legs down. And maybe take a few windshield wipers to the inside. Just like that. Good. And then let's turn onto our belly for our active inversion. So roll onto your belly. And come onto your forearms. Let's start for a moment here in Sphinx. That's kind of nice too. So elbows under the shoulders. Legs are nice and long. And your abdomen, your lower abdomen is engaged, so you're helping out your lower back. You're not just hanging out here, you're really lifted up right there. Good. And your gaze can be just a little bit in front of you, but make sure your lower abdomen is engaged and you're pressing through those forearms. Good. Now let's, just to make sure that goes well, take a block and put it here in between your hands, just like this. Like when you make like an L with your fingers, sort of. Keep it here. Now we're going to move our butt back and come to our knees together. Let me just make sure we're going to be so. Let's do this like this. Good. So we're preparing for, oh gosh. Okay, yeah, why not dolphin? I had something else in mind, but why not do dolphin? Nicely pressing through the forearms. Curl those toes under. And then let's bring those hips up. But make sure you're really pressing through those front arms. So your knees are sort of under your hips. You can always take them a little backward if that makes it easier in the beginning. But then when you are up with your hips, you might want to tiptoe your feet forward to, play around with it. So curl those toes under, engage there at your lower abdomen, pressing through the front arms, sending the hips up. Good, sending the hips up. See if you can stretch the legs. Pushing through the arms. Let that head relax in between your upper arms. And maybe you want to walk a few up. This makes obviously the weight on your shoulders and forearms more. So be careful. Keep pressing through those forearms. And if you notice that your breath is giving in, like with me today, I don't know, maybe I haven't gotten over my cold just yet, come down with your knees. And what you could do then too is like a more active dolphin prep is just moving forward and backward to do something. Work out the shoulders here, but also your abs. Good. And for everyone who was still up in here, it's time to come down. So bring your knees down, take your arms back into this child's pose, and your choice with legs together or legs wide. But here in child's pose, make sure you really relax your arms. They've been pushing in that active inversion. And make sure you keep your head down. Keep your head down for a few breaths. Good, and when you're ready here in child's pose, we're going to crawl forward again. We're going to come forward again on our bellies. And we're going to take our hands, a little bit dirty mat here. Hands will be next to our shoulders here. We're going to prepare for cobra. So unsupported cobra, that is. So we're now going to press through the hands up. We're going to do it with our lower back muscles and our buttocks. But first we start with our forehead on the floor. Hands, somewhere around your face, in between the height of your shoulders and your face. Good. And then, like we did in that first exercise, at the very beginning, start really firming up your legs. Engage your muscles of your buttocks. Send that pelvis into the mat. Good. So we're prepared now. And so with your next inhale, draw a line on your next inhale. Draw a line, imaginary line with your nose up. Just let your nose lead the way. Notice how your back is working hard to keep you here in cobra. So see, to make sure you're not pushing through your hands, see if you can take them off. Take one more breath. Good, and then release back to the mat and turn to your right cheek. Just take a few breaths. Let go of the legs, the buttock engagement, everything. Let it go. One more breath. Feel that breath in your belly pressing into the mat. Exhaling, releasing away from the mat. Good. Oopla, it's starting to get windy. Forehead to the floor, yes. One more time, actually 2 more times. So, firm up those legs, buttocks, pelvis into the mat. And here we go, inhale, nose comes up, lifting with your back muscles and your buttocks, assisting. Make sure your shoulders are working towards the back so you can send those elbows back and down. Good. One more breath. Maybe check with the fingers up, hands up, and exhale, release and release on your left cheek. I'm not going to tell you what was about to put my face in, so here we go. put it on my blanket. Good. And let's return to the middle with our forehead on the mat or on your blanket, like me. And here we go again for the last time. And when we're up, once we get up, we're just going to very gently, and I want to stress, very gently look from side to side, left to right, right to left, whatever you prefer, but very slowly and mindful. So here we go. Firm up those legs, buttocks, pelvis, pressing into the mat. Good. Inhale. Nose comes up. You can take your arms a little back, your hands a little back. And while we're here, and this is super hard on your lower back, I'm going to just slowly look to the left, back to the middle, slowly to the right, and back to the middle. If you want to, you can do one more time. See if your breath can keep nice and calm. And back to the middle. Good. And then release. Release and take your forehead to your forearm. So come back into this crocodile position, like in the beginning. And now very carefully, just move your head from side to side. Good. You can take your feet up and do the same side to side movement here. Good. All right, and then we're going to get up and do some seated positions and some stretching, and then we're going to round off soon. So press through your hands, engage everything around your core, and come up. And let's come into our half Lord of the Fish. And I'm going to use a blanket here so I can show you from the side what I would like your lower back, to do. So ideally you would be, lifted up out of your sit bones and rather not rounding in that lower back. So see if you can find the length. And if that means you need a blanket or, fold that blanket another time, do it. Be kind for yourself. A little goes a long way. Less is more, and it's absolutely true. So don't make it always that hard. There's times to make it hard on yourself, but not too often in Hatha Yoga. So here we go. Let's take our right leg up to come into our twist, our half Lord of the Fish twist. So our left leg is long. You feel that calf making nice contact with the floor, and your foot is active. So you're pulling this part of your foot towards you. Sometimes I mistakenly only get those toes there, but it's really this part of your foot coming back when you activate. Good. Anyway, here we go. Inhale. Let's take our left arm up. Exhale. Turn to the right. Let that left arm wrap around that right knee, and your right hand comes behind. Find your twist here. See if you can elongate on the inhale, and on your exhale, just stay where you are, or maybe twist a little farther from the waist, ribcage, shoulders, and if it feels good, maybe even your head. Good, and your next inhale, use it to lengthen, to come back out of it. Very good. Now, before we go to the other side, let that right knee fall open. And maybe you want to take a block to support your knee there. We're going to do this revolved head to knee pose. So it's also going to have a twist. So we're going to twist towards that right bend knee, twist towards that knee. Still good for time, yes. And then we're going to take our right arm up. See if we can lengthen a little up, more up. And then see if we can make an imaginary line here from our fingers to our toes, right fingers to left toes. So we're opening up